Does waking up in the morning ever feel like this epic struggle? Like a battle between you and the alarm clock? For most of my life, I have felt like my morning routine has always just been a bit broken. And for years and years and years, I have just accepted this as a sad fact of reality. Until recently, I had an idea that has helped me fix it. And I think it could help you too, partner. So check it out. Okay, I've had this experience countless times. Does it sound familiar? One day you feel extra inspired and motivated to finally start working out, or writing your novel, or starting a podcast. And you say, that's it, enough of this tomfoolery. I am going to wake up an hour early in the morning and start making some more time to do meaningful things in my life. Then what happens? The alarm goes off in the morning and you find yourself rationalizing, making excuses, negotiating with yourself. Maybe there's an adorable creature lying on top of you. And so you hit the snooze button and you go back to bed and say, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow, the same thing happens. Why didn't that motivation that you felt the night before have any impact? So here's a metaphor that has helped me change the way I think about this situation. So at certain moments in my life, I feel like I'm an actor on stage, performing the same script over and over again. And if you think about it, there are scripts. They're written into the structure of our brain, what we call habits. And maybe in the morning when we're still kind of groggy and just coming online, maybe the path of least resistance is to follow one of these scripts. And so if we follow this metaphor, maybe what we should think about doing is rewriting the script and rehearsing it for the big performance in the morning. Are you thinking to yourself, but Mr. Roybert, I only get one chance to wake up in the morning. In order to practice, doesn't that mean I would have to go to sleep over and over again when I'm just not tired? Inconceivable. But if you think about it, waking up is not the problem. How many times do we actually sleep through our alarm? The problem is getting our butts out of bed. And that happens when we're already awake. So in theory, just like a basketball player practices shooting hoops before the big game and a Broadway actor rehearses his lines before the big night, we should be able to practice getting out of bed before the big morning. The first thing that I did was get a new ringtone. And this is because learning happens by association, and our old ringtone is already associated with our old script. What we want to do is get a brand new sound to associate with our brand new script. Since most of us use our smartphone as our alarm these days, this should be easy. And you probably want to choose a song that has some sort of progression so that we can wake up in stages. And so that we can select a particular moment that's distinctive in the song to act as a cue to initiate our new script. So think about a director snapping down that clapperboard and yelling action. And here's the song that I chose. And as you're listening to it, think about a good moment that we could use as a cue. Okay, so what do you think about that moment after the big dramatic pause? To me, that sounds a bit like, get out of bed. So why don't we use that as a cue to initiate our new script? So what exactly should be part of this new script that we write? I mean, all of us do different things in the morning. We all have our own rituals. Well, you can figure all of that out. What I want to focus on is 10 to 15 seconds after the alarm goes off in the morning. And that part of the script is really simple, and it should work for all of us the same. Here it is. As we're in the bedroom, we're laying in bed, relaxing with our eyes closed. When the alarm goes off, we slowly open our eyes and mentally prepare we imagine getting out of bed. When that cue plays, we rip off the covers, we get up immediately, and we leave the room. And that's the foundation. From there, you can get as creative as you want. Maybe you want to drop down and give yourself 10 push-ups. Or maybe you want to raise your fists in the air and shout, "I'm king of the world." Or if you're like me, you want to give yourself a little reward for a job well done. And now all we have to do is rehearse. Now, we can rehearse whenever we have some free time, but keep in mind we want to try to match the conditions that we practice in to the conditions of the morning when we wake up. So get into your PJs, turn the lights off, if you wear a mask, put that on, etc. And now, set your alarm for 1 minute into the future, get into bed and relax. When the alarm goes off, slowly open your eyes and start mentally preparing. Imagine getting up out of bed. When you hear that cue, rip off those covers, get up immediately, and leave the room. And I'm going to give myself a little reward. That's it. Rinse and repeat. So what's the key to learning? Everyone knows that, right? Repetition. How many repetitions? Is there a magic number? Well, if there is, I don't know what it is. But think about it this way. Every time we rehearse this script, we strengthen it in our mind until eventually it just becomes automatic, right? A new routine and muscle memory. So here's what I did. 10 repetitions, 2 minutes each for 20 minutes. And then I took a 10-minute break. And I did that 3 times for a total of 30 repetitions over about 90 minutes. And that did the trick for me. Ever since, I have stopped hitting that snooze button. But I feel like this is so cool because it's just something that became obvious to me when I thought about it in a slightly different way. We know how to practice things. We know that practice makes perfect. We know we can apply all of this to other aspects of our life. I just never thought to apply it to waking up in the morning. And look, it's not a silver bullet, right? Sometimes we will just be too tired to get up on the first try. But instead of hitting the snooze button, what I do now is I set my alarm for 45 minutes to match our body's natural sleep cycle. And that's much better than hitting the snooze button 3 or 4 times and having broken sleep that whole time. So, good luck, partner. Let me know if this works for you, or let me know if you figure out an even better script to run. And I'll see you next time on The Joy of Thinking.